Hi everyone, yasas que kalos to another episode of Dimitra's Dishes. Today I'm going to teach you how to make my favorite Greek appetizer ever, Dolmadakia. They're basically grape leaves, stuffed grape leaves. I'm showing you how to make the ones without the meat. I have showed the ones with the meat in the past, but I'm kind of redoing the older recipes just to update them and add some more information and just make the videos shorter and better for you. Let's get started. Okay, so we're gonna begin by making the filling, and I'm gonna finely chop an onion, get it into my skillet, add some olive oil, about a quarter cup or so, and let this cook over medium-low heat until the onion is nice and soft. You don't wanna get any color on it. It'll take about 10 minutes for that to happen, so just keep an eye on it. And then while the onion is cooking, we're going to just prepare all of our herbs. So I'm using fresh parsley and fresh mint. I couldn't find fresh dill in the supermarket, so I'll be using dry today. But if you have fresh dill, you're gonna need about a quarter cup of it chopped up. I'll finally chop this parsley and mint and just transfer it to a little plate so we can garnish everything later on. So once the onion is ready, I'm going to add half a cup of rice. This is just regular rice. I'm not using basmati rice today because I want it to be a little bit creamier. So I'm just using regular jasmine rice from the supermarket. Toss it in the oil and onions until it's nicely coated. And then we're gonna go in and add fresh lemon juice. I juiced 2 lemons, so this is gonna go in with a cup of water, half a teaspoon of salt, and some freshly cracked black pepper. Give everything a mix and bring this to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, reduce the heat to low and let this cook for about 6 to 7 minutes or until that rice has absorbed all of that liquid. It's still gonna need some more cooking, but we're not gonna finish it off at this point. It'll finish cooking in the grape leaves. At this point, turn the heat off and you can add a teaspoon of dry dill or the fresh dill, and then the parsley and finely chopped mint. Give everything a nice mix. Take it off of the heat and set it aside to cool to room temperature while we prepare the grape leaves. I'm using actually jarred grape leaves today, and this is my favorite brand. Their grape leaves are always fresh and they're rarely ever torn. This is the company that I recommend. I'll put the link in the blog post and down below where you can get them online, but I usually get them in a Middle Eastern or Mediterranean specialty food store. Rinse them really well under cold water into a colander and just drain them. Then I'm gonna take them and just a few bunches at a time and just snip off the stems because they're hard and you don't want bites of that in your grape leaves. And next we're just going to lay them out in an even layer. So you can cover your whole counter and do this all at once, but I'm doing it on a cutting board, so I'll take a few at a time. You wanna take the dull side and make it face up where the vein is kind of showing, and then the shiny side goes face down. And we're gonna take a tablespoon of that delicious filling and put it on the bottom of the leaf, roll it up a little bit, and then take the sides and fold them over the filling. And then we're just gonna roll up until it's tight, but not so tight where they rip when they're cooking. I like to keep them a little bit on the chunkier side. This is how my mom always made them, and they just taste a little bit better to me. I feel like when the rice has more room to cook, they're just easier to eat if you ask me, but if you want to make them more long and tight, you can do that if you want, but try it this way. You'll really like it. Line the bottom of the pan with some grape leaves, and I didn't even wash my pan, I'll wash it later on. And then arrange the grape leaves in an even layer, very tight together, so that way they don't move around when they're cooking. I had lots of really good quality grape leaves left over, so I went ahead and made another batch of the rice filling, just so that way these don't go to waste. While you're making these, it is a good idea to double or even triple this. They keep fresh in the fridge for like a whole week, and they taste good on salads and on pretty much everything. So we're gonna arrange them in the skillet and then drizzle a little bit more olive oil on top. I like to also squeeze some lemon juice and then line the top with some more grape leaves, and then I like to weigh them down with a plate so that way they don't swim around and open up while they're cooking. Now we're just gonna cover them with some cool water. So just pour enough water until they're fully covered. Put the pot over the heat, over medium-high heat, and the lid on. And as soon as they come to a boil, reduce the heat to low and let these simmer for about 35 or 40 minutes. Once you check on them at the 35-minute mark, there still is going to be some liquid in there. As they're sitting and coming to room temperature, they'll absorb all the rest of the liquid that's in the pot, so don't worry about it. It is gonna look like there's a little bit extra in there, but it's gonna be gone in about 20 minutes once they reach room temperature, and then they'll be ready to serve. Okay, these smell so good, and like I said before, you can serve these room temperature, freshly cooked once they've cooled down, or they taste even better straight out of the fridge the next day and even the day after and the day after that. They stay fresh for a long time in the fridge. I love to serve these drizzled with more olive oil and lemon juice, and then a little bowl of tzatziki. They just taste so good together. It's a great combination, but they're also great to top salads with, or just to eat them like that as a little snack, especially summertime when it's really hot outside and you want something comforting and refreshing to eat. Time for the taste test. I love these. They take me back to my childhood. They're so good. They're so light. Like I said, I don't like to roll these up really tightly. A lot of times when you go to restaurants, they look really nice because they're all like uniform in size and they're long and tight, but the rice is kind of all stuck together and just really tight together. I like them when it's a little looser like this. If you look inside, the rice kind of has room to breathe. When you eat it, it's just really nice and light and lemony and briny from the grape leaves. Just perfectly seasoned. I love all the herbs in there. Personally, I like them without meat, just like this, but I have made them with ground lamb. I've also made them with meat on the bottom, so that way it makes a little broth. I can redo those videos, but I'll also post them down below so you can take a look at them. You can head on over to the website to print this recipe out, dimitrasdishes.com. If you have any recipe requests, post them down below and I'll get to them as soon as I can. I hope you give these a try. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I'll see you all next time. Yes, us. Oh my God, they're so good.